this versus this. Which one of those gave you a more emotional reaction? Today we're going to talk about how to get your music to pull the heartstrings of your listeners with one effect: vibrato. Yeah, here we go. Today we're talking about vibrato and why it's super rad, using the Behringer UV300 to demonstrate it. Vibrato. It doesn't get enough love, in my opinion. Often overlooked. What is it? In music terms, it's simply a wavering pitch. The human voice does this naturally fairly often, and singers train to control it and use it to their advantage. You also hear it in classical or acoustic instruments. But today I'm talking about vibrato in modern music, specifically on electronic instruments. What about it makes it special? Now let's get psychological. When I hear vibrato, it pulls my emotions. It gives me a sense of uncertainty and humanity, of like a yearning, a helplessness. And here's my totally unscientific, totally uneducated guess as to why that is. Vibrato causes a variation of what's expected and triggers an emotion in our brains. It's a lot like seeing a good stand-up comedian. There's something in us that can sense the expected, in this case a pitch center, or a societal norm in the case of comedy, and the deviation is interpreted in this emotional, getting our wires crossed kind of way. In the case of vibrato, it may trigger a yearning. In case of a good comedian, obviously laughter is the reaction to, oh, what? I can't believe you just said that. Vibrato is a musical, I can't believe I'm hearing this wavering pitch. Vibrato, of course, is most effective when counterbalanced against a steady pitch. Something else has to be a rock-solid foundation. Let me show you what this vibrato business is. I'm going to demonstrate it first by using a simple sine wave. Hear that? It's as pure a tone as you're gonna get. It sounds very inhuman, it sounds mechanical, and that's because sounds in nature are far more complex, with layers upon layers of tones happening simultaneously, as opposed to this pure tone. Now, what if we introduce some vibrato to this simple sine wave? Check it out. Now you can immediately hear it becoming something more. I think it sounds more human, but that's me. Obviously, this is one application for vibrato on a solo instrument, but let me take it further and show you where I absolutely love this sound in an electronic context, which is on chords in a mix. Transition. So I made this quick track right before the video. It's bass and drums on channel 4 and a very simple keys part on channel 1. Let's have a listen to the very plain keyboard sound. Not bad, but pretty plain Jane. The keyboard part is that simple sine wave. Doesn't do a ton. So let's introduce that vibrato effect and see what that sounds like on the keyboard part. This Behringer UV300 has only 3 parameters to set. The depth right here changes, you know, the how off the pitch can get. And then the rate is the speed. And then this thing right here on the left, the rise control, if it's all the way counterclockwise, it just, the depth, the vibrato effect immediately hits. And then if you have this clockwise, it takes longer for the depth to increase. So let's just mess around with this pedal a little bit and hear what it sounds like in context. The live fade. How do you like that? Let me stop the tape, though. There you have it. Want a quick way to humanize your electronic instruments or your whole entire mix? Use vibrato. Heck, if you're really digging or going for like a lo-fi tape sound and you don't have tape machines, you can throw on some vibrato even to the whole mix if you're crazy, and you can get that. You're kind of imitating the wow and flutter of a cheap lo-fi tape machine. With that, one of my favorite effects. This is short and sweet. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, and be good to each other. Ciao. That's it. Blame Canada.